I've replaced my portable monitor in my laptop bag with this. Show me Bob's on keys. This is bobkeys.com. We are working with them to bring you an additional 25% off on products like Windows 10 Pro. Use coupon code TS25 and you're going to save 25% off the already good price of $18.08, bringing it down by another $4.50. You can save money on Windows 10 Home and also 25% off as well with Office 2019. Now, once you get your key, it'll appear in your account. Just copy that, hit start and type activation, and activation settings will come up. Click on Change Product Key and then paste your product key here, or if that's not there, it may just say Add Product Key or Update Product Key if you have not already activated. Just paste it in there and then you will fully be able to use Windows 10. Thanks to bobkeys.com. And now to our regularly scheduled program. This is a G-Story, GST56. And there's a few reasons for this 15.6-inch monitor to be in my bag now. All right, so this extremely slim, lightweight 15.6-inch gaming portable monitor is really sleek. Like, I was kind of surprised, and it's going to sound like I'm praising this a lot because I had such a good experience with it. So my Lenovo Legion already has a 144 hertz display, and I found this display to be even better than the one that came with my fancy laptop. It's 165 hertz with overclocking, and it runs at 1 millisecond. And I just noticed being able to sit back and use this monitor, I was extremely happy, very smooth. It also has FreeSync or G-Sync support depending on what you plug in. I plugged it into mine. Mine has a 2070 in my laptop, and it allowed me to turn on FreeSync no problem whatsoever. Just crank it on. It's basically adaptive VSync, so you won't see any screen tearing whatsoever. But you're not really going to have to worry about that with 165 hertz, especially with a laptop. I will mostly recommend keeping that off. Let's go through the specs, and then I'll really tell you what I think about this monitor. All right, so the features that they've crammed into this small display are kind of weird. It's an IPS display, so really nice colors, 178-degree viewing angles, as you can see here. All the way on the side, still getting bright, crisp colors, and it's 165 hertz, plus 16.7 million colors, and the contrast ratio is 1,000 to 1. You have a few different options. Now, the main thing I'm going to recommend is just using the USB-C on the side and plugging it up to your USB-C. It's sort of like a Thunderbolt type thing. It worked just fine. On my laptop, you plug in the USB-C, and that will provide all the data bandwidth you need and power, so you don't have to plug up any other cables. So if you wanted to plug it up to like an Xbox or, PlayStation, Switch, Wii U, Wii, Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Sega Saturn, Sega Dreamcast, or anything else, you may have to get adapters for some of those other ones that don't have HDMI. As long as you have HDMI to mini HDMI, that's what you'll need. And it comes with one of those in the box, HDMI to mini HDMI. You can plug up HDMI on the side here. And if you don't have access to USB-C, you can use 2 regular USB ports, and that'll terminate with USB-C. That cable is included in the box, and you plug it in here. We also have an audio output, 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. And then you have some built-in speakers here that sound, okay in a pinch, but you'll probably want to hook up some external speakers or use headphones most of the time with this. One of the other things that's really cool is we do have an extra USB-C port on this monitor, plus a micro USB. Now, the micro USB can be used to plug up, as you can see here, I've got this little dongle. It can be used to plug up a keyboard or a mouse or a hub or whatever. So with the included dongle, it goes from USB micro to USB Type A, which is just your regular USB, so you can plug it up to whatever you want. Above and beyond that, the extra USB-C will allow you to hook up more stuff. Who knows, whatever you want. Just, USB-C hub, plug in a bunch of USB devices, controllers, mice, keyboards, whatever. I've got all this here hooked up in the front just to show you that I've got these things plugged in. Well, at least the keyboard there is plugged in. All right, let's talk about what comes in the box. You get a remote, so you can change your source and stuff. If you're a sorcerer and you're out and about and you're playing console and you want to switch it over to your laptop, got the little remote here. It's also got volume controls and stuff like that on there. Scale. Here's our HDMI to mini HDMI cable. 2 USB to 1 USB Type-C. Above and beyond that, we have a cleaning cloth. We have an AC adapter. And we also have the USB micro to USB Type-A. All that is in the box. plus a stand, and the stand also acts as a case, and it's magnetized. Really easy to use. It's pretty sturdy, as a matter of fact, more sturdy than the last unit I looked at. And you can adjust a little bit, you know, on the back. It doesn't seem to like bend or move around a little bit. And even if I gotta move the mic, but even if I, you know, hit the table, it's not moving around and stuff. So if you get really angry and slam the table, you shouldn't do that. Well, it's probably not gonna fall over. Once you're done, you just, you know, flop the stand over and it becomes the cover. You can put it in your bag and be on your way. Nice and thin and lightweight. It's actually quite a bit thinner and more lightweight than my last monitor, which was only 60 hertz. So this is going to be a nice upgrade in that department. Plus, it's also HDR. So if you want to like have that extra little bit of color, you got HDR here with this. It's not like the most shockingly vivid representation of HDR, but you know, it'll give you a little bit better color than you would get otherwise. So I'll take it. Why not? So really, for me with the 144 hertz monitor, it's not extremely necessary, other than the fact that I love being able to move the monitor away and plug up my keyboard. If I was going to a LAN party or something, I would actually use this monitor over the one that's on my laptop. For a lot of people out there, they probably don't have a laptop with such a crazy refresh rate. And as long as you have a decent GPU and you can push over 60 FPS, you'll really be needing a nice gaming monitor. Now, what I was saying earlier about the refresh rate, so if you're running most games on your laptop, I would imagine they're going to fall somewhere in the 30 to 120 FPS, depending on the quality of your laptop and what parts are on the inside. So you really may not even need to turn on FreeSync, and that can introduce a little bit of input latency. I mean, for most people, it's not going to be noticeable at all, but I would recommend just leaving it off and seeing if you notice any screen tearing or anything like that. For most games, as long as you're, you know, not going too far above that 165 FPS to, you know, go farther than the refresh rate of the monitor, you won't actually see any screen tearing, even if it's there, even if it's somewhere in there, even if the frames are not matching up with the buffer correctly or perfectly. It's not really going to be noticeable. And if you're running a game at like 30 or 40 FPS, you won't even see it at all if you're running this at 165 hertz. So just leave it off, see if you notice anything, and then you can turn it on afterwards. One other thing that's kind of cool is this does have an auto rotate. So in the menu, you can turn that on and off if you want to do like an auto rotate and put this horizontally. Also, as far as mounting this goes, you've got two little VESA mounts on the back. VESA mounts. You've got two mounts that'll work with a regular VESA adapter, a regular 100mm VESA plate or whatever. And it comes with the two screws you need for that, and you're only going to need two screws. Just put them there right in the middle of the back. And that's all you're going to need because it's so lightweight, you won't need the full 4 screws to secure this thing. So if you wanted to get a couple of these and put them on stands and like just have your music collection on one of these, why not? If you wanted to, you could do it. What would I change about this? I would love to see a 17-inch version of the same thing with the same listed specs. Also, for a 15.6-inch monitor, you're going to be paying a little bit of a premium just to make sure that you get all those gaming features plus IPS. So it's a lot of stuff in one package, and the price tag will reflect that. You know, for that price, $299, you would expect similar features in a 22 to 24-inch monitor. Monitors do get a little more expensive once you get, you know, all those features on top of each other. So not a huge deal. Also, speaking of features, there is the blue light reduction if you want to turn that on and off to give your eyes a little bit of a rest so you can go to sleep at night and stuff like that, not mess with your circadian rhythms. So anyway, my only gripe is really that the price is a little bit steep, but if you're someone who's serious about gaming and portability and having something like this on the go, it's worth it in my opinion. So I'll be using this in my backpack, and we'll do a little backpack tour pretty soon. I'll do one for the T440p Lenovo. That's my, like, I'm going somewhere to work. And then also this one, I'm going somewhere to work on something substantial. This is my Lenovo Y740. So we'll do a laptop backpack tour of those two pretty soon, and this one's going to show up in the video with that one again, so you'll see it there. The last thing I want to mention is, let's say you're in the middle of the woods and you really need to play your PlayStation, right? Well, you can hook this up with PlayStation. I'm not sure how you're going to power the PlayStation, but this will power with a battery bank. As long as you have a battery bank that's 5 volt, 2 amps, you're going to be good to go. You just plug it in down here, just like you're, you know, plugging up your phone or something like that. And then you plug up your HDMI and it'll power. And you'll have to plug up power and HDMI with all those consoles and stuff. Anything that doesn't use USB-C to pull the power. So it's pretty much all there is to it. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments, and let me know what you guys would play on this. I'm curious. Also, head over to epicpants.com, grab yourself a mouse and a keyboard. Why don't you? One of these. This is also really lightweight. I didn't even think about it, but it's a pretty lightweight keyboard. So that's our Mother Membrane. Get yourself a 3360 based mouse or something. Why not? See you guys in the comments. So just plug up a battery bank as long as it has a 5 volt 2 amp